Transition. All right, we're live.
Good morning.
Connor, nice work.
Just in time.
You came in under the wire. I need you to move this way a little bit. That's perfect. Everybody, don't move, guys.
Okay.
Perfect. Everybody's ready. GloucesterCast 376. I'm a little tense this morning, I'm not going to lie.
No, we didn't notice it at all.
Get some feedback. So you're the guy who calls into the radio station and likes to keep their radio on behind
touched
them.
my phone. It wasn't me. It was fine until then.
It was me. GloucesterCast 376 is January 19th, 2020. We got a packed house today.
Packed.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Did I count that right? 9 of us.
Give or take.
We're going to go around and do introductions.
Good morning, Joe. Good morning, Cape Ann. And happy birthday.
Thank you.
We're going to talk about that, actually.
We are going to talk about that.
Good morning, Gloucester. Connor McCarthy. Not to be mistaken by Conor McGregor, but
But you got here in 40 seconds like he did, so no problem.
Hey, nice one.
Kerry, Cape Ann Chamber of Commerce. We're thrilled to be back. Good morning, Joey.
Kerry, McKenna, Cape Ann Chamber of Commerce. Good morning.
Virgin, podcast virgin.
Broadcast version. Not a Good Morning Gloucester version, but a broadcast version. Here.
Broadcast version.
Tony Sapienza, one of the co-owners of the Blue Shutters Beachside Inn and the newly minted president of the Cape Ann Chamber of Commerce.
Newly minted.
Welcome.
Show everyone your tattoo.
Good.
Good morning, Gloucester. Jim D.
Get half of your face right now. If you
Right.
squeeze in a little more, we'll get all of
But
it.
it's my
That's
best
okay.
side.
That's right.
Pull your chair in a little
Yes, dear.
Pat Dalpias, good morning.
Off camera.
On the keyboard.
bit. Good morning, Gloucester.
And Kim Smith. And
On the
I'm your
bass.
host, Joey Shimataro. We got a lot to talk about today, but Chris and I had the privilege of being invited to the Cape Ann Chamber ribbon cutting ceremony at Studio 1623 and Business After Hours. And you guys put on, well, between the two of you, between Studio 1623 and the Chamber, you guys put on quite an
It was
event.
amazing.
And the clock goes to you
Yeah.
guys, too.
Right,
Yeah, very nice.
It was awesome.
Kudos to Eric Archer. I mean, what he's done over there and his team with that new space on Pleasant Street, right across from Bank Gloucester, that place is
Yeah,
incredible.
and the location is neat.
I don't think there's a more modern, sophisticated space in this city right now.
Well, this is right
I mean,
here.
I was going to
Other
say.
than this office. Yeah.
It's such character. That's what we love about this.
It's
Yeah.
very cool. I love the front recording studio is fantastic.
Yeah, well,
With a view of City Hall. You sit there and you're looking out at City Hall. It's just beautiful.
and we use our little on-air sign that, like, if people walking by and everybody cranes their neck looking in there.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Yeah, we have a blast there. But why don't you speak? I don't know which one of you guys wants to speak to that event, though. Like, and what it was all about. And first of all, I want to give a shout out to my favorite part of the whole event.
Yeah.
Willow Rest did the catering,
Of course.
and it was outrageous.
She's incredible,
Melissa,
with her talents and what
she Melissa.
can do in a little space like that.
Yeah,
You know,
one
she's
dish
cooking
after
back there in the conference room.
Yeah.
Oh,
Joe and I found that spot. So we hung out right by the door where they were walking out.
Right. The first dibs on everything
First
coming
dibs.
by.
Well, okay, wait. I'm going to ask him. What is my MO at public events with food?
Well, we always discuss people who just come to events to eat.
Right.
And was that you?
Well, here's the thing. That wasn't the case going in, but it certainly was the case going out. Because I normally don't eat at public events because I'm conscious because we've had plenty of events where people just come in and eat and don't socialize with anybody. The food was so good. I had one thing that passed by me and I couldn't stop after it.
The lamb. The
lamb.
lamb ice cream
Lamb
cones.
You know
Oh
what?
my God.
I find it difficult when you're at an event talking to people, and then if you're eating, then you're like, oh, do I have lettuce stuck to my
Yeah.
Am I talking to them?
Exactly.
And is there crumbs all over my face?
Or am I going to spit out a piece of
Right.
food at somebody and land on their cheek?
Well, we had a blast, though. And
There were a lot of people there.
there was
Yeah.
a big crowd. It was like a who's who. Yeah. And then there was that guy that was doing the performance
The
art.
artist.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Mike-
pretty neat.
Grimaldi? Mike Grimaldi?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
from Gloucester. He lives in, I think he said Beverly now, but he's a Gloucester boy.
Yeah. I had never seen anything like that. He was drawing with markers, or
and then but you could turn the it was a multi-dimensional piece of art of painting.
Right.
As he turned it, it was still a painting.
Right. And you guys gave that away to someone.
Yeah, that was a nice door prize.
Door prize.
And then
that was Eric's idea. I mean, it was all Eric Archer. I thought it was a great idea.
Yeah, that was fun. Then he had the DJ set up.
DJ.
And you know what was cool about? You know what I loved about that DJ? It wasn't all old fuddy-duddy music. He was playing like it went with the theme of that space. That space is modern. It's hip and it's functional. And that music was modern and hip.
Yeah.
Connor, as a millennial, you would have appreciated this. A lot of these things. But the chamber is you're looking for younger members. You want
absolutely.
and this, if you were a millennial, if you were any age, would have had a blast at that event.
You know, Eric comes from a very artistic family.
Eric Archer,
his mom is Kathleen Archer.
had a lot to do with
the founding of the Rocky Neck Art Cal, purchasing the building for the Rocky Neck Art Center. So, a really fantastic family.
Yeah, kudos to the designer too, Martha Sutek, who really put all of that together with Eric and his team. She did a wonderful job, and you're going to hear more about Martha in the not too distant future.
Does she have a local business here?
She does, yep. She's got a small business, and she works with realtors and other organizations locally in the design space.
Oh, great.
She also did work for the Gloucester Stage, I think, too. Did some of the production.
She did a little bit there, as well. Exactly right.
Yeah. She's great.
So that was
Fantastic, as you can see
Yeah,
from
as
the
we
studios.
can see, right? It's
So could we get a chamber update? What's happening?
So we go from that fantastic kickoff to our big opening event of the year, and that is our annual celebration, where we will be welcoming in all of our business members to launch the new year and welcome our incoming president, Tony Sapienza.
Tony
So
Sapienza.
happy that Tony is here today.
Tony.
And I'd like to have Tony say a few words, a little bit about your background. And that's going to be at the Elks this year. So we're mixing it up, and going to go to that beautiful venue. That's Saturday at 6 o'clock. And we do have a few tickets left. If anybody would like to join us, we're closing registration early this week.
Well, I need to be giving them a count actually on Tuesday. So.
Okay. So not too late, but contact us. We'd love to have a few more people there.
I
I'm sorry.
think I would like to go.
That's terrific, and we'd love to have you. That's
I would
wonderful.
really like to go.
And the DJ is Scotty Mack.
Oh yeah,
The
it'll be a
DJ
fun
Mac.
time.
Mac will be doing
We got
that.
Scotty coming in. That's going to be
Scotty.
wonderful.
Nice.
And at that event, we will have a very big announcement, and so we're looking forward to making that announcement on Saturday. So you hear more about that. But why don't I turn it over to you, Tony?
Yeah,
And,
I'm looking forward to it. So I'm looking forward to whoever can join us. It's going to be fantastic. It'll be a fun time, and it's going to be, I think it's really interesting. The chamber has been through the past couple of years has been done some phenomenal stuff, and you're going to see it all come together at this celebration on Saturday, the 25th, at the Elks. My ascension to the presidency is part of this, but it's a minor part of it. Actually, I've been part of the chamber now for about 5 years. Well, we've been members of the chamber. I should step back. As I mentioned earlier, I'm one of the co-owners of the Blue Shutters Beachside Inn. My wife and I moved up here in 2004. We raised our kids in Burlington. I came from Stoneham, but early in our time together, and even as a child, Cape Ann was always a great destination for us.
Yeah.
And like so many other people, we always says, "Wow, when can we come and live and work here on Cape Ann?" So we were lucky enough to make that happen, like I said, about 15, 20 years ago. And the Blue Shutters has been fantastic. You meet such great people, not only visitors to the community who, we love to see them enjoy Cape Ann as much as they do, but also being part of, the community of Cape Ann itself. So joined the board for the chamber about 5 years ago, and now as president, I feel very, very fortunate. We're just doing some great things in the community, and like I said, I think next Saturday you'll get a good sense of just how this is all coming together.
Tony also chairs our tourism council.
Oh.
Such a big part there.
Oh,
Yeah. I mean, we work hard to try to get people here 12 months out of the year. I mean, you know how fantastic. I mean, look, I'm on Good Harbor Beach. I know how fantastic it is in the summer on Good Harbor Beach.
Yeah.
I mean, on Cape
But
Ann.
Good Harbor Beach is so beautiful in the winter time.
It is,
Exactly.
and that's the point. You know, there's so much to do here. I mean, what we saw at 1623, I don't know how many people we had there, but it
We
was
counted about 300.
yeah, such a crowd. I will tell you something else, too.
I was thinking more like 5,000.
Now it's starting to sound
Fake
like,
news.
Yeah, it's not like Donald Trump. You know, there were
Yeah, I was
thousands.
thinking that.
Careful.
Yeah, I know.
But
This is not a political show.
last Saturday, my wife and I went out to get a quick bite, sit at the bar. We couldn't find a seat. I mean,
Yeah.
it was every restaurant we went to, every bar we went to was packed. And that's a great sign.
Yeah.
So, as head of the Tourism Council, we're working to try to spread that word about how phenomenal Cape Ann is 12 months out of the year.
Is the Blue Shutters open all year round? I'm just
We
curious.
absolutely are. It's quiet right now. We've got a couple of people in, but I'd love to fill the place.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, want to know it's a great time to go visit the Blue Shutter Inn? When there's an upcoming storm. No, because the views of the beach and the waves and everything, it's phenomenal.
We have a woman from Northampton, Mass, who wants us to call her when a storm is coming, so she
Really?
can come out here
So
just
she
to
can
see it.
come?
Yeah,
Really?
no, it's an unbelievable vantage point.
Well, I have to tell you this. Some of our piping plover volunteers who are from out of town, they were staying at the Blue Shutters at the end of the summer because they wanted to be close to the birds.
Like wake up and drop right down.
And just pop right down.
We have
So-
people from Salem, Mass, who come and stay with us because they want to get up early in the morning and witness the sunrise and things like that. But it's great. Anybody who is interested in seeing what we're talking about, stop by anytime. We're always there. We'd love to have you.
Oh, great.
Yeah, that's great.
There you go. Kerry, you want to do some updates with what's coming up?
Sure. So we've got the annual dinner and a few tickets left for that, but that's kind of, I need to know by the middle of the week, certainly. Then the next week we've got a QuickBooks seminar, something that we do every year. We do it over at the high school. It's the online version, and it's really meant to be a refresher. It's not for a beginner. It's meant to be more of a refresher course. It's over 2 nights. So that's next week. We've pretty much kicked off all of our committees and councils for the year, getting all of the major events planned. February we'll be in Essex for our business after hours. We have our annual Business Women's Kickoff Mixer at the Crow's Nest on the 27th.
At the
Oh,
Nest.
nice.
At the Nest.
I think this is the
One of our
4th year
favorites.
we've done it, 3rd or 4th. I think it's the 4th. And we get, so 2 years ago it was an ice storm. It was like slushy ice rain.
Yeah.
It was a mess. We had close to 100 women there. It's like
Wow.
85
It's a
women.
great time. The Nest is, people don't realize it. It's a great spot.
And
It
if the
is.
guys
It's
want to
fun.
hang out at the bar beforehand and they just happen to be there when all the ladies come in
Well,
the
you
door,
know
that-
what? It's funny because there's 2 lines of thought there. There are some guys that they see us coming in, they get up and they leave. And there's this other guy that sits there and he's like, this is the best day of my life.
I tell you, we send visitors there from the Blue Shutters. He says, you got to go to the Crow's Nest. And they go, well, really, I don't know about this, the Crow's Nest. He says, no, believe me.
Friendly.
Right.
They come
It
back
is
and
one
they're
of those
beside
things.
themselves.
Absolutely. Yeah, no.
And Mary Ann does all the cooking for that night.
Oh,
And
does she?
she puts a cover over the pool table and it's just
Wow.
a spread of delicious food. Yeah,
That's
it's really
great.
fun. So yeah, that's kind of a highlight. And for that, we're doing a clothing drive for Wellspring House. They have the awesome closet there where they collect clothing for their clients to shop for free for clothing that's appropriate to go interview in or going back to work. And we basically fill their closet every year that we do this. This will be the 3rd year that we've done this.
That's an amazing
Yeah,
thing that they
it
have.
really
That's
is.
a great
It's really
It's very cool. And we're also different this year. We are partnering with the Beverly Chambers Businesswomen's Group. They had contacted us and they were wondering if there's a way that we could collaborate on something. And so I threw this out there. And it was
That's
pretty much
great.
an immediate response of yes.
Wow.
The Beverly ladies are in. So that's February. In March, we've got the Economic Forecast Breakfast. We've got James Brett will be speaking. He's the CEO of New England Council. He'll be there. That's the first week. We've got the birding boat trip that we hope the lovely Kim Smith will be joining us
I'm
this
planning
year.
on it.
Yes, that's
You
on
went
March
out. You went
7th.
out last year, yes.
Well, no,
No?
because it was canceled.
It
for
was
the weather.
canceled,
She
and then
wasn't able to do
then
that.
I couldn't.
Oh,
then I think I
the
was in
makeup.
Mexico when the
Oh
makeup
yes, yeah.
trip.
Nice day too.
Yeah.
Also in March, we've got the College Career Fair that will be happening and the Irish Sweepstakes.
Ooh, that's
And I
always
could
fun.
go on and on,
Irish
Joey, but I
Sweepstakes.
don't
That's
know.
always fun.
What is that?
That's
Irish
the tickets they sell for. We sell tickets for $100. We give away. Is it $25?
Oh,
We give away
right,
half,
right.
so it's
Okay.
20,000.
20,000 total.
Nice.
Yeah.
And you get an Irish dinner and the
Yeah.
whole bit.
It is a big night. It's standing room only at the Gloucester House.
Wow. Yeah. We went last year.
Yes.
Joe lost the ticket, the other end of the ticket, and we won, and we didn't get the money.
There you go.
'Cause he lost the ticket.
Really?
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, that happened to me.
He did lose the ticket.
He's terrible. You really are terrible.
Kerry, I know it's 2020, but briefly, how did the plates do for 2019?
Oh, very
So-
well. How much? I'll let
Yeah,
Ken
so-
speak to some of
So thanks for bringing that up, Jimmy. The plates are managed again by a separate organization that the chamber found. It's called Cape Ann Community Foundation. And last year, the foundation let $15,000 in grants and also some funding to Rockport High School last year. So total to date is almost $40,000 over the last 3 years. And so the grant money is increasing because the number of plates that are on the road are increasing. And so we encourage...
So you get money every couple of years from that.
The registration fees.
Wow.
Yep, so every month actually, as people renew and as people buy new plates, there's a check that basically goes into the foundation's bank account, and then the board gets together once a year and looks at applications that come in through a grant process and determines how that money should be let in that particular year. And we've awarded about 20 different nonprofits and schools up to almost $40,000. It's really a wonderful way to give back to Cape Ann.
Are there still low numbers available?
Well, so good question. The board held back the first 100 numbers, and we've had 2 online auctions, and so we have about half of those low numbers, less than 100, available, and they have minimum bids on them. And so the lowest minimum bid is $1,000. So if you want license plate number 67 as an example, it would cost, the minimum bid would be $1,000, and if nobody else bids, you can have that number. So yes, there'll be another online low number plate auction this summer, probably in the August timeframe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Thanks for asking, Jimmy. It's great.
Jimmy's adds a lot of value to it.
He's like
You can stay.
It's like the Ed McMahon of this.
Jimmy and Pat are unsung heroes, right?
Yeah.
They really are unsung heroes.
Pat, are you being quiet because you were over there typing?
I'm
Yes.
over here typing. We do
Yeah.
have a couple of comments regarding the sound level, and I think maybe you want to explain about not using the mics today. Just a couple people are mentioning, and remind everybody to speak up.
Yeah, thank you for that. No, I just actually bumped up some of the levels.
Okay, good.
So I think we should be good.
Okay, good.
So there's that. Do you guys have anything else you want to add? Because I know you had someplace you had to be.
We do. Yep, those are the highlights. Unless you guys got anything else. We good?
No, I think that's it. It's going to be a great year. It's going to be a big year. I tell you, it's amazing to see the role that the chamber has in the community, and it keeps getting better and better and better.
I think it's wonderful. Every time you turn around, you see the chamber doing something great.
Yeah,
for the
thanks, Kim. We're
community.
really trying to get out there in that way.
I don't know if you guys are at liberty to share, but that old Papagino's location, any word on what's going on there? Would you guys know that?
No, I've heard some rumors, but no,
Okay.
nothing definite.
No. Okay.
There you go.
Just curious.
Well, thanks for coming in, guys.
Thank you all.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for having us.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
All
Have a good
right.
day.
I'll
Well,
email you.
Did Cameron's come down?
Cameras is coming down. Yeah.
That's that, right, yeah.
Cameras is coming down.
Yeah.
Okay, Connie, you can move up to the big stage. Thanks, guys.
All right.
Nice to see you
Take
again.
care. Bye.
Bye.
you go.
Bye.
So right here.
All right. We'll see you guys.
Your
all
sister
right.
would like to know what you're cooking for dinner because she's exhausted today.
Well,
Pasta.
no. Well, we had something that we started working on yesterday at 1:00 for some special chili.
Oh.
That I was going to smoked brisket chili, but Chris burnt it, so we're fucked.
He puts me in charge of his brisket. You
Because
know,
I
I'm moving in, and like I don't have other stuff to do, and I totally space,
Totally forgot. Right.
and the thing turned into a raisin.
So how is your new house? How's your new house?
New house is great. We're probably 75% moved in,
Well,
or
that
you
was
know,
that's fast.
still some stuff.
Well, he had a lot of help.
A lot of help. Connor came home from DC to help. He
Open the
did an
boxes.
unbelievable job sitting on the couch and watching us move.
I had to be a supervisor. Someone has to watch and make sure the
Somebody's got to
practices
pay
are
attention to what's going on.
He's clearly
Breaks
union.
15 minutes. I mean, you know.
He's clearly union. But
He's got the union job.
appreciate
down
Connor
pat.
coming home and supervising the job. We couldn't have done it without it.
I'm sure you did more than 2.
He must be sore. You must be sore. You.
I am sore. I am sore.
Moving is hell.
Oh, it is.
I never want to move again.
Especially at my age. But
When I was growing up, we moved 14 times in 13 years.
Wow.
Across the country
Oh, my
and back.
God
across
almighty.
the country and back.
it's unheard
The only
of.
thing that's good for moving is purging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we
Purge.
just did a purge 2 years ago.
Yeah. See,
But we still filled.
oh,
8
I have a
purple bags.
so I have a question for you. 8
Yes.
purple bags is nothing.
No, I know. But
So wait a second. My question is this: when I helped you move on Friday,
yes.
remember we had this discussion about the suitcases, and you had to borrow a suitcase from Mia because you
Yeah.
didn't have a suitcase. But when you were emptying out when we were emptying out your attic,
Yeah.
there was about 10 suitcases that you passed down to me empty
Wait. How do you know they're empty?
because I handled them.
There could have been body parts in there or something, you know.
I think it was the size.
Me and
Something.
needed a specific
We're waiting
size.
for
Charlene was
Time
looking
to
for a
reset.
specific size.
So-
I don't know. Charlene is the one who reached out to Kate and asked. I didn't make the request.
Okay.
Did I?
I don't know. All I know is I had to give one of my you know, I had my.
We'll
suitcase-
never.
I'm a
We'll
big
never
suitcase.
ask you again.
For a suitcase.
We'll never ask you
Your
again.
sacred suitcase.
I have a suitcase. You know how I have a suitcase thing.
Well,
So I put in the show notes.
We learned that last week.
I did. I put a thing in the show notes about I did a little research on a tremendous value for a carry-on 4-way spinner, $45 on Amazon.
Really?
And it's hard case,
Wow.
And it's a hard case.
Yeah, so I put
What
the.
color was it? Did you know?
And you can get there's
color?
probably 20 different colors you can get, and there's
$45.
over 3,800 reviews, 5 stars or above.
Wow.
Is it an Amazon brand?
No,
No.
it isn't.
Okay.
But the link is in there, so you could
Yeah.
just.
The only
check it
reason
out.
I asked that is because I think it was Costco. They were selling a suitcase, a carry-on,
Yeah.
and it was getting all kinds of great reviews. And people were buying them left and right.
Was it that low? Was it $45?
I don't remember it being that low, but it was inexpensive, and it was real popular. People were.
Was it a 4-way spin? Did it have
I
4
think it
wheels
was
and both?
4-way spinner.
I'm the
This
worst
was a couple years ago.
Because I'm always bringing my camera gear, and it needs its own little suitcase.
I know. Well, there's always that balance between. There's the balance between bringing all the gear and being a pain in the ass, and just
No, not
traveling
for me.
and
It's
traveling
a pain
light.
I'm a pain in the ass.
Yeah, well, I could see that.
Tripod.
I can see that.
Tripod, movie camera,
I can see that.
still cameras.
Well, if you're
backup
doing it for but if
cameras.
it's your business, and you're filming a movie in Mexico,
Mexico,
I
yeah.
understand that. But if you're going for fun, I mean, every person's different. And that's the whole thing. I like to give a shout out, not a shout out, but I like to just to follow up on Tommy Burns was one of our lobstermen, and I've known Tommy, probably since I started coming down the wharf at 9 years old, and he's always been a part of this dock, this Captain Joe. Not all, so we handle about 40 lobster boats or whatever. I'm not sure, but Tommy has always been a constant down here. I've basically seen this guy all the time, and he passed away at 78 years old. Wow. And his son Cody wrote a really, really great obituary. Wrote the obituary.
Is that in the Daily Times?
It's in the Daily Times, and Tommy was obsessed with schooners, and he was kind of a hoarder, and he also collected vintage outboard motors, like from the 50s and stuff. Very simple outboard motors, and I guess his son was telling me he has like 50 of them.
Wow.
But he also had, like, on his table at the house, he had books from the 20s and earlier, like, stacked up about schooners. He was fascinated with schooners. And his boat was named after a rum runner.
Well, that's so interesting. So what's going to happen to those books? Are they going to be...
I don't know what Cody's and Sean, his sons, are going to do with them. But...
Gee, that'd be fascinating to look at, especially if they have illustrations or
Yes,
photos.
and I believe that they do. I hope that they go someplace. And I recommended, I told Cody, I said, there are people like Walt Kalenda and David Cox that if they don't know either the value or where to place
Where to
these
place it,
things,
right.
they will be able to tell you where to go.
I wonder if it would be great if they could. I mean, it's very tricky housing rare and old books. You have to have very climate-controlled environments. So,
Yeah.
but it would be great if it could go to Maritime Gloucester for their
Yeah.
archives and records.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm not sure what they would be interested in, if not the Essex Shipbuilding Museum, but like,
Right.
I think that those
Right.
places, sometimes they, I remember talking to Michael DeCosta, and him telling me like how a lot of people like, there's a lot of stuff that's not necessarily like special,
Right.
and they just like bring it down there.
It might be special to the family,
Yeah.
and they're thinking, "Oh, this would be great. I'm going to go down there." And,
Right,
yeah,
right,
so
right.
that-
This would happen a lot when I was working in the library. People would donate things that they needed to get rid of.
Right.
And my phrase was always, "You can give it to me if you don't care what I do with it."
Mm.
Oh, good
That's cool.
response.
Yeah,
So-
so you don't get freaked out if they...
Exactly.
yeah.
So I could then choose what
Well,
to do with it.
You know that Anniscombe Village, and they have their big Seafair fundraiser. There's signs everywhere. Please don't leave your junk here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that's what people
Especially
do.
now you have
Michael
to pay...
DeCoster's thanking you, Kim, for your promo on Maritime Gloucester.
Yeah, I think. I mean, rare books about schooners would be great.
He's not thanking me for telling people not to bring their junk.
I don't see Joe, I see Kim. Oh, whoop, there you go. You got your thanks.
He failed me.
Joe, and is there a memorial for
Yeah,
Tommy?
Thursday at the Emerson Inn in Rockport.
Thursday.
Yeah. So I'm gonna put a link to the. I gotta find the link to the obituary that Cody put together for his father. Tom was a very, very unique. There's a lot of people that are kind of like everybody, but Tommy was a very unique guy. Like his knowledge, he could change out an engine or transmission in days, like a day. Like people would go to him for knowledge about engines and transmissions and stuff like that. And
I wonder what it is about 50s motors that was so special.
They were simple.
They were simple.
Yeah.
You didn't need a computer.
You didn't need a computer.
to operate
They're very
it.
straightforward.
Yeah.
yeah, no, they
Like trying to find
Made
a,
with
Less-
quality parts.
Yeah.
like trying to find a non-computerized washing
Yeah.
machine
Yeah.
or dryer.
right. We talk about
Exactly.
that all the time. Analog
Yeah.
versus digital. Like
Analog camera.
Well, anyway, sorry for the loss of your friend, Joe. Here's
Cheers.
Tommy.
Yeah.
Tommy,
there's the Tommy.
Here's to you, Tommy.
send
Too
more
bad it's
lobsters.
coffee. But
Yeah, send more lobsters to Gloucester.
So there's that. I would like to mention we got to get it. We don't have an update on Mom's Kitchen, but we haven't forgot about our friends at Mom's Kitchen. I haven't gone by recently.
we went by this morning.
Okay, give us the update.
Sure. It says check us out on our website for updates. When you look inside, it's coming along. There's no doubt it's coming along, but you still see some ladders in there, and they're definitely working on different areas. I have to admit, every time I look in there, there's another
Progress.
section they're working on.
It
It's
never-
not like
yeah.
it's one section.
It's just
taking
like
forever.
anything. They never. You have a date that you think you're going to move into a
Yeah.
house or whatever, and it never really is.
And I'm sure they're chomping to get back too, because they want to talk to their
We want to
friends
let
and
them know
everybody there.
we miss them and everything else. Right now, if you're listening to the podcast, the Sunday jazz brunch at Feather and Wedge goes till 2:30. So you can and that is a huge hit every time.
Now that we're doing the live, we can talk about things that are happening
Right,
today.
that are happening
Yeah.
today.
I know
Well,
it
the
changes your
audio.
thinking a little bit.
So the live feed is live, obviously.
Right.
That's what a live stream is. But the audio podcast that people get gets sent out at 8:30 tonight, those people will complain that it was too late. So you can't win.
You can't win. Right.
Ralph is chiming in. Can you see that there, Joe?
Hi, Ralph. We missed you today.
So Ralph has a comment. He says, "Sorry I couldn't make it this morning. I had to help Charlene unpack. The house is beautiful, and what a big bedroom."
I haven't been in the house 2 days. Thanks for
Hey, Dad.
thanks for watching out for Ralph.
Your message. From
But
Kate.
now all her bills are your bills.
You do have timing on announcements. You told me that. You said I can do that. So
Oh, goodness gracious. So there's that. I'd like to mention that Pat and I should put. I'm going to change the view here. Pat and I both have our heated vests on, and
You do?
Yeah.
and Pat is lit.
And
Let's see.
should I just turn mine
That
on?
little
Yes.
thing.
The back and the front. So Pat has hers on green. You can't see her because she's off camera.
Okay.
But you can change it to that's the medium setting,
Right.
and that's the low setting. The low setting will get you like 6 to 10 hours, and it'll just keep a little bit of warmth on you.
Mm-hmm.
That the red will keep you warm for like 2.5,
It's
3
almost
hours.
sometimes like sitting here. It was a little too warm.
Yeah.
it
And you
says
have it on
here.
low?
Low
Low,
right now.
okay.
Yeah.
Do you have
Yeah.
a cord attached to you?
What is it? Oh,
So I'm
Yeah.
going to demonstrate because I didn't demonstrate. We mentioned it before, but I didn't demonstrate.
Okay,
So there's it's on this one. So it comes with it doesn't come
So
with
you
a
did
battery.
get the same.
I got the same one as you. So it's a USB charger, and it also has a
The camera's there, Joe.
no,
Yeah.
the one that's on is right.
Oh, you switched
facing.
over. I apologize.
That was it.
So right here, it's a you can use it to charge your phone as well, and it also has a light right there, flashlight.
A little bit of a design flaw, I think, because the USB cable goes here
Covers it.
and it covers it covers the button. But you just put it in the other one.
Yeah, but the battery is very inexpensive. The jacket is not that much money, and it really is. So if you wear a vest like this, and then you wear like a shell over you, and you put it on like when you're brushing your teeth,
Right.
it's warm.
You're brushing your teeth.
No, like
Well,
before you're gonna
warms
I
leave
don't
the
wear
house.
I don't wear a
Bathroom is
vest when
negative
I brush
degrees.
my
That's
teeth.
probably why.
Oh,
You
if
mean
you're getting
the prep
ready, if
process,
you're getting
the
ready
prep
to
process.
leave the house, you put the vest on, you turn it on. You brush your teeth, you go out to your car, and you have a shell on. You're warm.
You're perfect.
Yeah,
You
you're
by
warm.
shell, do you mean like a windbreaker, just something not very heavy?
Yeah, like
Yeah. A
You know,
lightweight coat.
some people
yeah.
talk about dropping cell phones in the toilet when they're there. I want to know what
Yeah.
that battery does.
Yeah, no
Oh,
shit.
boy.
Right in.
But it
And there's my poop story for the day. I'm done.
and it's interesting that only 22% of the people who have bought those have actually died through electrocution because the battery has gone haywire. So
Yeah.
good luck.
I'll
Good
try
luck
not
with
to
those.
fall into the ocean or something. Yeah.
22%. That's a good odds.
Pat, so I gave my review. Let's hear your review.
I see you have a zipper on yours that I don't have on mine here at the top by the controls.
What
Well,
is
you have
that
the
for?
woman's version. And I think
Oh,
it's a
that's-
little
so
more.
that's-
It's more tapered. I got the fat guy version.
It's really not where I was going with that, but okay. No, I love it. I wear it all the time. I wear it in the house when it's just a little extra. Just need that little extra boost. There was a little bit of a learning curve with the battery because I take the directions really literally, and it says double hit the power button for on off when it really means double hit the power button for off.
Oh.
Yeah.
So she kept
So
turning
it
it
kept,
on.
yes, so I kept,
Well, you'll see the blue light. It'll be lit up blue.
Well, the directions don't make that clear.
So do you think they're warmer than like a down vest? A down vest?
The thing of it is, no. I think a down jacket. If you keep a big, bulky Canada Goose jacket on,
Yeah.
you would be warmer.
No, I mean a down vest. You know how you can just wear like a down vest?
No.
No, it's warmer than that.
No.
Oh, okay.
So this is less bulky. You have total
Right.
freedom.
Freedom.
And then if you put like a light shell over you,
Yeah.
that's all you need.
It's
That's what
just
I need,
nice
okay.
to have that heat right there.
Radiates.
Right.
It radiates
Yeah.
on your neck.
Does it
It
radiate-
radiates on your lower back. It
radiates on
radiates
your
where your
lower
hands
back?
are.
There
Is
are
it-
there are many versions on Amazon.
Yeah.
I got this one because it had heat in the front and the back.
Yeah.
Some of them don't.
And so do you
And some
feel,
of them have proprietary batteries, and some of them will take, like this battery will charge a laptop. This battery will charge a cell phone. you
Yeah,
know.
that's
So for
nice.
travel, it's great.
do you
So they're
feel
gonna
like
do it
it's
for
helped your
pants
lower back
real
in any
soon.
way? Just
do
having
it.
the warmth or
It probably does a little bit for
Can you
sure,
imagine the battery
but
for that?
stretching for me is the thing for my back.
Yeah.
You're not sacrificing an animal's life this way either.
Yeah,
I mean,
like
you're
the
not
Canada
having a
Goose
fur
people.
coat.
Canada
Kate
Goose.
took. So by the way, Kate took her the fur off of her collar on her Canada Goose.
Yeah, a lot of people do that.
Yeah, because she's afraid that some PETA people are going to come after her.
Well, people did do that too.
Come on, man. That's what we've come down to.
Yeah.
They did that too?
Is that's why you might consider taking it
No,
off?
she puts it on. She's defiant.
I leave mine on. But
I thought it might have something to do with it getting wet and by your face.
No, it's totally because it's a guilt thing.
Okay.
Right. The fur is really warm around your face. It really helps keep your face warm. So people have been wearing fur since time immemorial to keep warm. So
Kim, you're looking at me like you have to apologize to me. You know I don't give a sweet fuck. It's the crazies that you have to worry about.
Yes. Well, some guy did a
It's spray paint.
Liv and I were in Manhattan in front of a museum, and some guy came running up to me, and he really wanted to have a confrontation, and I just was like, "Oh,
sorry about that,
sorry
Kim.
about that. I didn't, I was like,
Kim,
oh,
I didn't know it was you. I didn't know it was you. I backed off after I knew it was you.
I kept pulling you back. You don't listen to them.
Don't they say the animals are like on their way out anyways, so they kind of.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Is that their
That's
excuse?
some type of statement where it is, animals also.
And
live
next
out
on
their
the
lives.
agenda.
Yeah.
Oprah.
So can you explain to me this whole thing with your dog, with his fascination with buttholes and poop?
I can't explain it, Joe. The only thing I can explain, Bo is of the perfect.
So
height.
Bo is Chris's and my Frenchie, the one that we bought together as a gay couple, and
They traded you for the.
and so
But they
we
pretty
have-
much did.
we have
They
joint-
loved
we have-
it.
no, we have joint ownership of this Frenchie, except for the bills, which all go to Chris.
And the poop picking up.
And the poop picking up. Yeah, I just like to hang out with him and like avoid him when he's being annoying.
So he's right at the right level, right?
Yeah, I'm more of like the grandfather, and Chris is more like the actual parent for Bo.
I can't explain. I don't. That's like the topic I brought up a few weeks ago about dogs and what goes through their mind in determining where they poop.
Right.
I don't. I know there's a scent that dogs excrete from that part of their body,
The butthole.
and Bo just seems to like
Attracted
check
to
out
the buttholes.
Yeah. So, and he's of the perfect height
It's fine dining.
of most dogs, where he can just go in without any effort. So, why do dogs? Why does he do it? Because he can.
Why does the dog lick his balls? Because he can. There you go.
Exactly.
So there it is.
Is that a gender thing? Is it? Do they know? Do they establish
No, he smells
gender?
everything. Oh no.
Maybe is he genetically programmed to try to determine if it's a female or
Yeah.
female?
I don't know. Is that? I'll have to do some research. Is that why they sniff butts?
Maybe someone could.
Well, I think just sniffing in general is a dog's way of learning.
Maybe he puts his nose right in Bella's ass.
But,
Well,
but
And then Bella
He doesn't-
pooped. And then Bella pooped. And he went right over the poop. He put his nose right in it.
He learned a lot then.
he sniffs Bella multiple times throughout the day. So I would think that if you sniff him once, you don't have to sniff him again.
Is Bella your other pooch?
Yeah.
Yes. Is that pooch a Frenchie also?
No, that's a mutt.
A mutt.
Yeah.
No, it's
So
a
I don't
beautiful dog.
understand it. Maybe if someone is listening and watching that know pets better than us, they can explain why
Pet
dogs
psychology.
smell each other, what they get from that excretion.
Okay. So there we go. Chris, you had. Oh, wait. We're going to go to one of Kim's topics here. I'm going to go to the second page here. You had dinner at Short and Maid, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, we had dinner last night, which was very unusual
Nice.
because we never go out on Saturday night, but we were able to last night, and we had their amazing Cape Cod sea scallops cooked on their wood fire over there, and it was just fantastic. And a beautiful brown butter sauce, and then roasted potatoes, and then they get all their winter vegetables from Aprilla Farm.
Vegetables.
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 From Aprilla Farm, and so it was roasted cabbage. But we met the sweetest bartender. Her name was Bethany, and she's so down to earth. You would love her.
So she doesn't.
She doesn't
she
shake
doesn't
most
shake
of
the
the time.
thing like,
No,
oh, I'm making the world's most famous cocktail.
No, she's so down to earth, very knowledgeable, and we had this amazing drink. I like Aperol spritzers.
Oh, yeah.
And Aperol is, like a wine-based aperitif, and they have 10,000 times even better than Aperol is Capoletti.
Oh, I've tried that.
And you ever tried
Yeah.
Capoletti?
So Kate is a huge Aperol spritz person. and Charlene as
Yeah.
well.
Oh,
So they're gonna have to go there and try the Capoletti.
Capoletti spritz. It
Yeah.
is beyond delicious. It's a little drier,
Yeah.
very rich in flavor. I tried to Google to find out what the ingredients were, but all those fortified wines, very secretive. It's very, very, but it comes from a little area of Italy. It's still handmade, homemade in this little town, and it gets its beautiful. It's a deeper red, and it gets its red from natural carmine coloring. So
Carmine
so,
coloring.
yeah,
What's carmine?
Carmine is a beautiful red. It's like if you have a colored pencil called carmine, it's red with a little bit of coral.
Oh, interesting.
So, yeah.
Carmine was in Welcome Back, Kotter. wasn't
Carmine.
Is on Laverne and Shirley.
Laverne and Shirley.
Carmine Ragusa.
Ragusa.
Nice work, Pat.
Jeez,
Yeah.
Pat, nice.
Pat, do we have any comments? Because I
We do,
see
and
people coming through.
Yes, and I'm glad that you, and I don't mean to take the attention away from Carmine, but Paul Morrison has a TV hint. Do not sniff your fingers while talking about dog poo. I don't know. Somebody must have been doing that. Wow.
Chris.
Well, because I picked
And
up my
second-
poop this morning, I wanted to make sure that my finger didn't go
Yeah.
through the poop bag.
And Ralph says, Ralph is observing for us. He's making observations. Now that I watch from this side, I really believe that Chris has some sick poop fetish. And Caitlin says, here we go, opening it up to people to tell Chris how much of a horrible dog owner he is.
That I could give a rat's ass. You can tell me how great I am. You can tell me how poor of a dog owner I am, but I don't give a shit about
Some people you can't
feedback.
criticize because they get very sensitive and then they freak out.
Yeah.
Chris is
Brenda-
not one of those people.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Brenda Grimes Davis says that her boy cooks there. I'm sure she means Short and Maine.
Yes, she
Oh,
gave the
does-
thumbs up to Short Man, so I'm guessing
okay.
that's what she means.
Her son cooks there.
She said my boy.
Oh,
I didn't know that Brenda Grimes Davis had a child other than the world famous Kylie Davis.
Which son? What's her son's name? Well, anyway.
Well, she'll chime in.
It'll come along.
Chef
Well,
Davis.
we love watching the chefs there. They do a phenomenal job.
I like their kitchen is open too.
Yeah, it's just.
So there's that.
We
All
had
right,
great dinner.
Chris, Mass Save came
Nice
in
save. They did.
Tell me
Actually,
about
to
Mass
Brendan's.
to Brendan's
So
place.
I think so, as
So
you know.
okay. Wait a second. I'll let you finish up here. But did you have Mass Save come through and do an evaluation
yes, we
on
did,
your house?
but it was like 10 years ago. It was really a long time ago.
So when I moved into, Kate and I bought our house, and we had them come in, and they did a tremendous amount of updates to our house, and for like a lot of the stuff was no cost, and some of it was like you pay 10% of the upgrade. You guys have an apartment, but have you done it
in New York? We did a long time ago.
Yeah, it might be worthwhile to redo it.
Redo
So
it.
Brendan did it. How was his experience?
So Brendan just moved. Unfortunately, the unit he moved into has electric heat, so he's been getting a couple bills that have been through the roof. So we call Mass Save to come in and offer up their suggestions, and it's a great program, regardless of how old your house is. Give them a call. It's a free service. They'll come in. They'll do an assessment on anything and everything. Your insulation, your windows. I mean, this guy who came in was unbelievable. He had all kinds of tools. He was measuring just how much heat he was losing from his walls, from his windows. He was able to, at the end of the analysis, he had suggested that Brendan get one of the wall units that Joe has, the Mitsubishi Minis,
air handlers,
the air handlers that you put up on the wall, and he was able to tell us exactly how much he would save on his bill on an annual basis.
When you said that he had a tool that measures from the the heat from the wall to there, what possibly could he offer? If he says like you're losing
insulation.
Yeah, but there's not just that. So there are around here wall outlets
Yeah, wall
wherever
open.
there are gaps and seams
Mm-hmm.
and places where there isn't insulation. They do a thermo test on where cold air is rushing through. One of the worst losses in a house is recessed lighting, where the cans are. Every can, if there's not insulation over that, it's like a hole this big that may as well be in the side of your house, just cold air rushing through. So they'll come in and put things like little domes, insulated domes over the area where those lights are.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm going to say something else because I know a lot about this because I did a ton. We've done so much research on it. The money that it comes to pay for these programs, do you know where it comes from? Because I can tell you.
Please do.
Kim can tell you because she's heard me pound the table on this a million years. The same pool of money that pays for all the solar incentives. There's a line item on everybody's national grid bill. It's called the energy efficiency charge. The energy efficiency charge gets put into a pot. And what it is that money gets dispersed because there's been mandates from the state level saying we want to have this percentage of our energy produced in Massachusetts be renewable energy. So they have incentives so the money gets collected from everybody. The people that don't use solar, if solar makes sense for them, and insulate their homes properly, put the right kind of windows in their home. The money is there for you to use for basically free because the state wants to get there. Everybody pays in. The only people that make out with it are the ones that actually pick up the phone and make the phone calls and call Cazal Solar or call to get your house insulated through the program, and it costs nothing.
Yeah, and they'll put new light bulbs in for you if you have old light bulbs. What are they? The new LED
light bulbs.
The shower heads. If you have an old shower head that's pumping out too much water, they'll put in a low pressure.
Right. Did you notice
shower head?
If the light? Because when we had it done, they put in those blue white lights, and we just took them all out.
Those are ugly.
Have they changed the LED lights to have more like incandescent color?
I think so. Yeah. I think so. Brendan didn't need any of those. He already had the LEDs, but they stay, I think, current because I think they know that people don't like those.
Like those blue
those are ugly.
I think they'll give you options, but another one of the big things that they'll give you, they have power strips.
Yeah, you have one over there.
Yeah,
they left two power strips that if you went to Best Buy probably cost $25. I mean, they're good quality power strips.
It costs zero.
Yeah,
unfortunately, there is a negative side to it though. Curtailing on the peak, there's a duck curve where from like 12 to 4, we're all consuming energy and we're at peak demand. And where the utility company loves Mass Save, they can tie into your system if you sign up for this and kind of turn it off and cycle it. So you're sacrificing comfort by doing this in some way. But no one really cares because you are saving a lot of money.
Turn what off?
Turn off, say, your air handler. Or they can tie into that system with their controls that they're putting in to circulate their, what energy they can kind of reduce. Because when they hit peak demand, they're paying a lot more to supply us with that energy.
Mine doesn't have any kind of. It's just a.
They can turn off or cycle based off of what they've done inside.
Take control of your system.
They can reduce your consumption.
We'll have to look into that.
Yeah.
Big brother.
It's called curtailing.
Curtailing.
Mr. Town, if you are if you're thinking about it,
here.
if you do if you are thinking about it, and all you have to do is make the phone call, and they'll come out. So all the people that I spoke to before I got my solar, so what happens is Cazal or some of these other companies, they'll come out, they'll analyze your roof, they'll measure it, they'll measure the angle is to the sun, and the pitch and the trees around you are not a lack of trees, and they'll give you an estimation of what that system will produce on an annual basis. Every person I spoke to, what they gave for an estimate before you even signed any paperwork, they outperformed. So you will have a really accurate number of what everything's going to cost and what you're going to save, and you're going to end up saving if you have the right setup. So
interesting.
Yeah.
If you have electric heat.
If you have electric heat,
Right,
for sure.
Unfortunately, we have oil, and our house was built in 1851. So it's
Yeah, but did you do the insulation?
we did insulation when we first moved in.
Yeah.
We insulated
So,
our roof.
so what was nice about this, just my last comment, is they talked about the unit that would go into his house. They found $1,000 rebate on the unit that Brendan might end up purchasing.
Wow.
And then through Mass Save, there's a 0% loan to pay for the
insulation.
unit
Yeah.
itself.
Oh.
So the benefits are endless. So
That's great.
again,
When you,
make the call.
You know what I love about my air handler thing? I have an LG one that I can turn it on and off from my phone.
You told us that because
it's great.
Kate, that helps you control, the
Kate
amount
Kate
of
would
Kate's
Kate would
output.
actually use it less than me.
Really?
Kate,
The app or
no,
the unit itself?
actually the heat.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it's.
How about the AC?
She doesn't like to be hot. What?
How about the AC? She doesn't like to be hot?
She doesn't. She likes to be cool when she sleeps. I like to be warm when I sleep. So the but
do?
like so when we come back from
I think
oh
so.
that would drive me nuts.
Yeah.
So when we go away on trips, we keep the heat on 50 in the house just to for the pipes. And when I'm at the airport, I just hit the heat air handlers
when it goes on.
so you're nice and warm when you get into the house.
Nice.
And then do you let your, because our plumbing is so old, like we have plumbing on the outside walls, so I think that you can't have that anymore. But if we go away, or if it's going to be super, super cold, we just let it drip a little bit all night long, a teeny tiny drip.
The water?
Yeah.
Do you know how much water you're using doing that?
It's not
It's
that
worth.
much.
I'm
It's
not
worth
saying.
it.
I'm
It's
not
worth
saying
it.
I wouldn't do it. I absolutely agree with you
Yeah.
that it's worth it because
Yeah.
the cost of frozen pipes
Frozen
is
pipes,
outrageous.
right,
Is
right,
bananas.
right.
Yeah.
Joey Foote.
He keeps asking about. I see. He keeps asking about where the Wendy's. I don't know where the Wendy's is going. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Please come back to Wendy's.
I don't think any of us have heard anything on that.
Yeah.
Not exactly where it's going. No.
We don't want a Wendy's. We have all these wonderful homemade cooking places here.
They don't have the Beyond Burger, so why do we want Wendy's?
Out of all the, well, I guess you could put Five Guys, but would you consider Five Guys fast food?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so Five Guys would be my number around here. What we have around here because we don't have In-N-Out.
Didn't they go out of
Actually,
business?
Tasty Burger. Do you consider Tasty Burger? Tasty Burger is
Five
not
Guys is
because they
still
don't have
out
a takeout window, right? So I would say Five Guys would be my favorite takeout one, and Wendy's would be a distant second. And after that, I don't really like
Is
any
Five
of the
Guys
others.
still up there
No,
at the
it's-
crossing?
it's been
Yeah,
gone.
They went out of business there.
Yeah, but
Well,
they have it.
They moved from the lease was up and they moved.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Wendy's
it didn't-
Frosty
It
is
didn't
very
work.
good.
So
The commercials are.
Well, they weren't
appealing.
making enough
Seeing
money.
the meat of Wendy's actually quite appealing on TV. Quite
But
appealing.
they may, if they were there now, it may be a different situation. I mean, that whole area now
Right,
is completely
it's
different
completely
than
different, right.
when they were
Right,
there.
when they were
Now there's a lot more activity with home goods.
I wish
And
there was a cha-cha chicken around here.
Cha-cha?
Cha-cha chicken.
What is that?
never heard of
In
cha-cha.
California.
Oh, I haven't heard of that
Yeah.
one.
Oh, wouldn't it
It's
be-
coming.
It's
It's
fried
coming.
chicken.
Oh,
I'm
On the cha-cha
I know that
chicken.
there are Starbucks people, but I wish that we see. My wish was I'm not a fan of Starbucks
Neither is
coffee.
Liv. She doesn't like it at all.
I'm surprised that Liv
Yeah,
doesn't
she
like
doesn't
it.
like
She
it
seems
at all.
like she would be.
She'd rather have a good old Dunkin' Donuts coffee than a Starbucks.
I don't like Dunkin's.
She actually hates Starbucks. She will never go with me to one. If we're on the
Really?
highway, yeah.
It's
She'd
interesting.
be like,
Yeah.
she doesn't think they clean their coffee machines enough.
yeah.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Yikes!
Too
That's
bitter.
So there's that. There is a surge in spiked seltzer.
Yeah.
All these we talked about this though, didn't we?
I don't know. Did we?
That kind of, but
Well,
Are we
but
talking
the
about
reason-
the Bud Light seltzer or
Yeah,
whatever the heck
well,
it is?
That's why it came up because Connor and I were at Gloucester Crossing yesterday, and we bought some Bud Light Lime seltzer. It just came out in
Yeah.
January.
Bud Light
So can,
variety.
can you say what it is?
It was a
again?
variety pack.
Bud Light Lime Seltzer. So it's
So
beer
there-
with seltzer.
So there's all these
White Claw,
bubbly, Truly, White Claw. Well,
Sorry.
everyone else in the world that goes to bars knows what these things
Naughty.
are, and
Sorry.
that's okay. That's totally fine. But the every beer company now
yeah,
is making
yeah,
a spiked
it's,
seltzer.
It's crazy. And the only reason I brought it up is because we bought some Bud Light Lime Seltzer, and they have a strawberry that I really
That you liked.
And
It wasn't
Connor
too
tried the
sweet?
mango. No, that's
Honey
what I
Crisp.
liked
That's the
about
thing.
it.
That's the thing.
Yeah, and Connor had the mango, which he liked. I tried his mango. He tried my strawberry. I still like strawberry better.
Is it like much less alcohol?
No, it's 5%. It's 90 calories.
It's less. Yeah, it's not.
It's his age. You know, it's younger people who are watching their weight, watching their sugar intake. So what was interesting is White Claw is the number one seltzer, and they had a 250% increase in sales in 2019, 1.5 billion in sales.
yeah.
White Claw's the
1.5 billion
Wow. And
First
how,
seltzer that came
for a
out.
seltzer.
how long ago did that start out? Like what was it? Just a couple years ago? Jumped.
A few years ago.
Yeah, I think maybe the first seltzer came out. I mean, it started with like Mike's hard lemonade, but
Well,
again, a lot of sugar.
What's on
Yeah,
Zima?
it came about.
Where
Right.
did Zima fit in on all?
Zima. I
Yeah, but
remember
Zima might have more sweet. But here's the thing about it: all these huge liquor things that take off, they all are appealing, which is kind of funny because men are drinking these Trulies and stuff, but they're appealing to low calorie drinks.
Yeah.
So, like Bethany Frankel from was it Desperate Housewives or something, or I forget what. It's not Desperate Housewives. It's Housewives of
New York City
Manhattan or something
whatever,
like that.
yeah.
Of East
But
Gloucester.
she came out with that skinny girl margarita,
Oh yeah.
and she's like, I'm gonna exaggerate and say like a billionaire from
Oh, yeah.
sales of this, and it was skinny girl. So women, you know how a lot of women drink wine.
Yeah.
You know, they come home and they unwind with a glass of wine. These skinny girl margaritas took off, and it's really, and these spiked seltzers are appealing because they're low calorie
Okay.
and light.
And I think they're just a step away from a bottle of water that a lot of people
Yeah.
like to have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's that step.
Well,
away
and if you
from
think
that.
about what people are drinking, even
Tito's
at our
and
age,
soda.
it's Tito's and soda,
because it's low calorie.
Right.
It's low
or
calorie.
Stoli raspberry with soda,
Mm-hmm.
and one would argue that like Stoli Raz and soda would have more sugar than a seltzer. And if they're decent tasting in the summer, I mean, you don't get bloated sitting on the beach, nice and cold. I'm gonna be digging in for a seltzer.
So I think this is what we should do. I think that we should go to the liquor store and buy
Yeah.
singles
Of everyone.
of everyone.
I like that.
And we'll do a taste. We'll do a taste test.
I like that.
No, but we should do
Blind
that.
taste test.
It'd be absolutely
A
Yeah.
9 a.m. taste test.
great
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah, same flavor. We have to find like the same flavor though.
Yeah.
Like a
well, you
mango.
know,
Like a strawberry.
sweetness
strawberry
sweetness would be a factor
So
for me
I
because
agree.
I can't drink anything that is too sweet for more
Yeah.
than one or two.
Sweetness and artificial sweetening taste, like that
Aspartame.
second
Yeah.
taste. That's like, you know what?
Are,
I'm not
are
drinking.
most of these beverages sweetened with sugar, like
Good question. I don't know.
granulated sugar, or are
It says
they
Natural flavors, which
Yeah.
is
That's
sugar.
at the end
Sugar's
of the
natural.
Who knows, right?
stevia is natural,
But-
you know, there's a lot of natural flavors.
Last comment on that. White Claw was saying that this year, 2020, it's possible that their seltzers outsell Budweiser.
That's insane.
Budweiser.
That's
So
insane.
the king of beers.
Right.
Do you
That
think
is
we'd ever come to a
insane.
time where
Well, they said Budweiser, but they didn't say Bud Light
they didn't say Bud Light?
because Bud Light has
a good following.
I think people drink a lot.
I'm
more.
watching more people drink Ultra now, and
Ultra, yeah.
We just had the party at our house, and believe it or not, you always say to somebody, "Tell me what you're drinking, so I can
Yeah.
have it there for you." And I couldn't believe people are saying to
Well,
me,
and
"Make sure you have some Ultra."
and the young adults weren't there.
Caitlin, I see what you're writing, Caitlin. Caitlin has very innoppropria things. Kate also mentions that Natty Light has a seltzer.
You know, yeah,
But
it's
she
not
says the
good.
natural flavors come from beaver butts. That's Kaylin.
Well, I'll ask Bo.
Ask Bo.
Maybe
I'm
that's
ready.
why Bo is sniffing.
Yeah.
Maybe
He's,
that's it.
He's looking for that next flavor.
See, Kate. I think here's the thing. Kate doesn't want to come on the podcast. She listens, and she always has great contributions. Maybe she could do like Kim and Pat do, and just she doesn't have to be on camera, but she could be behind the scenes
Or from the comfort of her own home.
Well, she is.
Right?
She's
contributor
contributing right now. I like it.
I would love to see some local brews come out for seltzer because every large kind of industrial or however corporate brew house like Sam Adams has it. They own Truly.
Yeah,
White
right.
Claw
Oh, Sam Adams owns Truly?
Yeah.
Truly,
I didn't know that.
Wow, Boston-based.
Oh,
I
and
mean,
speaking
Truly.
of that, thank you, Connor. So Truly changed their flavors in October, getting to your flavor comment, and they have seen 199% increase in sales month over month since then.
Since they changed
Since
their
then,
flavor.
yeah.
So what
So
did they change it from to? Do we know?
I don't know the details. I don't know if they completely changed their flavors
formula.
or, mango, they tweaked their mango. I think it might have been a little of both.
Does the Cape Ann Brew Pub have one, or does
I don't think so.
Actually, now that you say
Pretty
that, I
much.
think they
No,
said
I
they were
think
going to
they
be
did.
coming out with one.
Oh, coming out with one. I saw cans
And
on
the
it.
new Essex, the place in Essex, which was packed the other day. It's on a Saturday. I drove by at like 4 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And like every parking lot in the area was filled
Yeah,
up because people
crazy.
were coming there.
Yeah, it's packed. You know what? And that's a great point because they got their liquor license at Cape Ann Brewing because I think that they realized that there are, like my wife, the food there is outstanding.
Yeah.
But my wife has it in her head. She's like, I don't want to go there because I can't get a drink.
Right.
And I don't. She
I'm
doesn't.
the
She's
same
not
way.
necessarily a craft beer person. So
I
now
mean,
you,
once in a while I like.
so now you can go there, right?
Yeah.
So, but now so on top of having their liquor license, if having a spiked seltzer that is appealing, that's low calorie alternative, might really pack people in.
Also, just so people know, at Cape Ann Brew Pub, you can get little mini glasses of beer. You don't have to get a
Right.
full glass. They have
good
these
point.
nice little mini glasses.
Yeah, little flights.
You can get the flight.
tastings. Yeah.
You can taste.
Yeah.
And most bars will let you taste, like Cape Ann Brewing will let you taste.
Mhm.
Before you try it,
Before you
you
try
don't have
it.
to commit
Yeah.
so much. I tried. It's not going to be happening. Actually, they're out of business, so I may have to go to one of the local liquor stores and see if I can scoop up as many as I can. That agape breakfast in a can. It was a chocolate milk oatmeal stout. I had one
Sounds
can of it.
awful.
Yeah,
Sounds
One can of
awful,
it.
but
It
you
was
like it?
so
so good.
Put it in the
amazing.
microwave. Should you heat it up?
Yeah.
No, I
Put some
drank it
flour
last
in
night
it.
watching the Celtics game. It was
Nice.
fantastic.
Yeah, as I was cooking your brisket. I hope you were warm.
Such a prick. So there's that. All right, Kim, why don't you give us your Cape Ann Wildlife update?
So, a very wonderful, amazing thing is right now at Niles Pond, there's a black-crowned night heron, which is a
My favorite.
Yeah, Quarky Pants. They were driven from this area a long time ago because of their quarking, and people used to shoot them out of trees.
Because of the noise?
Yeah, because of the noise.
Oh, that's
but
funny.
People are more tolerant about that now. But there's a juvenile one there, and it's not so unusual when there's some open water, which we have had some open water. So I don't know where he's going to go now that we don't have open water because everything's freezing up again. So
They have nests on 10 Pound Island.
10 Pound Island.
And I tend to see them at the dock here when it's foggy,
Yeah.
early in the morning, down low, on low pilings. Yeah.
They sleep a lot during the day, and they're nocturnal fishers,
Mm.
and so they're still fishing. They're still hunting usually early in the morning.
And these are heron?
They're black
sorry.
crowned. No, go ahead.
Black-crowned night herons. They're I think they're the coolest bird that we see around here. They're kind of squat,
Short and stocky.
short and stocky, long yellow, spindly legs,
Okay.
with like talons that go out like this. Would you call those talons?
Yeah.
And then they have a dollop of
Little feather.
feather that
tuft.
kind of a plume
Right,
almost
plume
that kind of just goes back, almost like it's a mullet, and has Is it a yellow beak?
Yellowish.
Yeah.
And they're
white here,
they're
but they
white.
have blue, like slate blue wings.
And then they're little black crowns. That's
In
where
black
they get
crown,
the,
yeah.
Because in the river, I would see what I would call herons.
yeah,
different.
So, but
totally
these are different.
different.
Related, but
if
different.
you saw the great
Like a-
blue ones,
You would
those
know.
are much bigger.
You would okay.
Yeah, they have a great blue
These
heron
are-
has a wingspan like this
Yeah.
big.
These are
The
like
night
this.
herons.
Pterodactyls, but that's their size.
Yeah,
What
they're
was
like
that?
they're like this.
Oh, that's
So
it.
they do,
Without the legs.
They don't travel
Oh,
in
that-
packs, but they do flock together. And so this past year, I saw the most I've ever seen at Niles Pond. There were about 20 in a tree at one
Oh
time.
wow!
So that's the most I've ever seen. They disperse when they're breeding. So this was early spring. Then they disperse during breeding season. And then they migrate south, typically. So it's unusual to have them here on our shores at this time of year. But since the water is open over there at Niles Pond and there's a couple other open areas, they can still fish.
And how do they breed?
How do they breed?
Yeah.
Like all birds do. Yes.
They slick back their hair.
They rub the
They
cloaca.
hate baby.
They rub the cloaca.
Pretty much.
They
slick
scissor.
back their hair. Well, like most birds, the male jumps on top of the female.
Oh yeah, baby.
Oh.
basically.
There we go.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
He doesn't sniff his butt, her butt first.
Well, they do that. Like piping plovers do that.
Go ahead. Keep going.
But
Yeah.
He's got his earmuffs on.
This is the birds and the bees.
the piping plover female sniffs the male's butt. Right.
See?
He does. They do that. Like he'll build a little nest scrape. With piping plovers, he'll build a little nest scrape. She'll come running over. He'll examine the nest scrape, and he'll try to throw a few more little pebbles into it. Then she'll sniff his cloaca, and then if she's in the mood, then they'll
Maybe your dog has one.
mate,
That's
and then they'll
interesting.
do that,
Maybe
3 or 4
Bo has
times
one.
throughout the egg laying season. So it's not like they mate once and then she lays all the eggs. She'll lay an egg, and then 2 days later she'll lay another egg, and 2 days later another egg, and 2 days later until she has 4. And during that time they mate often. During that
So
time.
it's not like a 9-month pregnancy?
No, it's really only like 24 days. So yeah.
Jeez.
So but then what happens is
Thank God humans aren't like that.
after all that, so you can. This is one reason why they're so vulnerable is because the egg is left unguarded. I mean, they're around, but they don't start sitting on the eggs until all 4 are laid, because they're precocial, which means that the minute they hatch, they start running around, and so she has to sit on the eggs all at once and warm them up all at the same time, so they're all born within 24-hour period.
So they can manage all 4
So they can
once
manage
they're born.
all 4, right? And that's why they lose so many as
That's
well,
interesting.
because they are so active. But anyway, so the
That's good
black
stuff.
crowned night heron.
Yeah, sorry
I
to
see
get
Joe
us-
is falling asleep over there. Sorry.
No.
Oh, he's looking at his
No,
phone.
just business. I gotta make sure.
Black
I
crowned
see.
night herons. There's a lot of surf scotters on the shore right now. I think that's what you saw, the black and white.
Oh, what did you
bird.
think it was?
A surf scotter. They
Oh.
used to be called skunk heads, but then that was deemed politically incorrect. So now they're
Insulting to the skunks, or
Yeah, exactly. You hurt their feelings.
So now they're called surf scotters, but they there was a juvenile one around that was pretty sick, and I think there's a couple of flocks. There's also brant geese around right now, and ring-tailed ducks. Those are beautiful. And then the owl update is the snowy owls, and the short-eared owls are still at Parker River. There's a couple of them. I'm mostly seeing the male short-eared owl zooming around, and then the snowy owl I just filmed yesterday morning. So they're all still around up there, attracting great numbers of people. Like you'll drive down there at 6:30, 6:45 in the morning. The sun's not even up, and there's 150 photographers down at the far end.
I don't know if I've seen a species that generates so much interest with people.
As owls, yeah.
Yeah, these things.
Yeah, the owls. They're just so. They're
Owls
just
and
so
eagles.
beautiful.
Who?
The owls.
Owl. Ooh. Good one, got it. Good contribution. Can we talk about, you were over when I presented Connor with a chair that he needed to build?
Oh my God.
And I'm like, Connor, here, can you
This
Can
is
you
pro-
help
this is
build-
unbelievable.
Charlene bought some chairs for the kitchen table that the legs, we need to put the legs on the actual chair.
Right.
So I gave it to him, and you think I was giving him a 3 billion piece puzzle to figure out. So
did you put it together?
He watched
Fun.
someone else put it together.
he watched his
No,
grandfather,
no.
who has carpal tunnel. He watched his grandfather put the chair together.
But the funniest part of it all was, so that it has a special kind of the
Allen wrench or
the
The
bolts, the nuts that they use. The bolts
Right.
had a special pattern. So Chris had a cordless drill that had a bit in it. He handed it to Connor to change out the bit, and Connor could not figure out how to get the
I'm sorry
bit
for laughing.
out of it. It was.
oh, we were laughing.
It was like, but you know how like
Well,
we're getting older right now, and there are certain things that my daughters do or talk about that I cannot relate to at all, especially like TikTok. This app that they are obsessed
They're
with
obsessed
right
with
now.
it.
And they'll sit there and look at it and laugh and laugh and laugh, and it seems like the dumbest thing in the world. Which is like this has been the absolute time where I would say I know that I've become an old person because I cannot identify with this TikTok
Exactly.
You know,
at all.
What do you
And
think
it-
about TikTok? Because it's owned by a Chinese company, and I feel like it's
Oh,
a
God.
big Chinese company collecting all that data.
Trump. Oh, I don't know.
What?
Is there Russians
The
involved
tariffs.
too?
There were
The
Ukraine,
tariffs? No,
Ukraine,
I don't
Iran.
care.
Well,
I
that
don't
was the
care.
thing with the Snapchat filter too. There was a filter that made you look old as a kid, and Russia was taking that data. It was a Russian app, and they were taking all facial recognition. And it was this huge thing. They took it off immediately when they found
Yeah.
out. But
Wow,
yeah, I mean, you never know what TikTok's doing.
Right,
Be
you
the
don't.
next thing.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Ba-na-na-na-na-na-na-na.
I'd get them off of TikTok, Joe.
Good luck. Good luck.
Didn't Connor show you a couple other apps yesterday?
No, what apps?
No?
What apps? Did you show me
Dating
them?
apps.
Oh yeah. We were at breakfast and Connor was he was swiping left and right like I thought his finger was gonna fall off. He was going. He went up to in fairness because I've really only seen those apps. Eric and Mike Coder were obsessed with those apps when they were single, I think, and they were just. But to fairness to
Jimmy knows about him.
to Connor,
No,
like
the
everything was
fingers
to the left, very rare to the right, very rare to the right.
Vicky, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's funny. Washington D.C. There's a lot more users signed up for it.
Really?
Boston's less so. There's a lot of New Hampshire. You can see kind of where they're
New
located.
Hampshire.
But
Okay. This is what I want. This is what I want. This is what I want to know.
yeah, hard to sniff. Right
This is what I want to know because there's a bunch of different ones that I've heard of, but I think that they have different kind of neat niches, right? Okay, so I want you to go through, pick 5 and tell me what the demographic of the type of user is looking for using that particular one. So there's one called the fish in the sea or something.
Fish in the sea. So I haven't like eHarmony match. Probably fish in the sea. Probably for I'd say 30 plus. 30
eHarmony.
plus. Yeah, all those. I don't even know if it has an app.
For older people.
Okay.
But younger wise, what I'm more familiar with is like Bumble, Tinder. Both very similar.
Bumble and Tinder, that's for the ones that are really looking for a short-term hookup, right?
Sort of. Bumble's moved away from that. Actually, Tinder seems to be like everyone's deleting that. Everyone's moving towards Bumble.
So if you're on
commercials.
Tinder, are you considered dirty?
You're just considered not, the fad, or you're not keeping up with the times.
Oh, okay.
Move to Bumble. Or
I think
now.
this subject's bringing on board a lot of new viewers, so keep going.
That's awesome. And then Hinge as well. Hinge is.
Wait, you didn't.
So-
So I want you to identify. So Bumble is the new hip app for dating for young people, super young people.
Bumble and Hinge, yeah, both
Bumble and Hinge.
very new and hip.
And what are some of the features that Hinge or Bumble have that the other ones don't have?
So Hinge would have a more comprehensive profile about yourself, so you can see you have to pick 3 questions and you answer based off of 3 truths and a lie, or well, what do you expect on your first date? Like different things where it's very comprehensive, whereas Bumble, it's just your face and it's, kind of like you're basically aesthetics and everything there. So it's more of, maybe meeting up for a few times. I don't know. See how it happens.
How much time?
But yeah, you look for love. So it's tough.
But he was telling us that some of these apps you can actually pay more money.
I'm on a free trial right now. So,
so how does that work?
So it's fun. Yeah.
A free trial, so it's boost, so you can get more visibility.
More visibility, and you can see everyone who likes you. So you don't have to take the time to swipe right and left, and be disappointed. You see exactly what you're getting yourself into when you open up the app, and they have to swipe right.
So do you feel that you're more motivated to go to the gym because you're on these apps and your physical appearance is going to be based on 90% of why a girl's swiping left or right?
Yes, 110%.
So you're at the gym, you're pumping up reps, and you're like, I need that fucking Hinge app. I need better swipes.
Sipping on his White Claw.
Yep, and getting that.
Ordering skinny girl in the mail.
That's why they call him the silent assassin. He's 5 steps ahead. He's playing playing chess while all the other guys are playing checkers.
My daughter's dating somebody that she met on an app.
Really?
She's probably gonna fucking kill you for saying that.
No, she told me she doesn't mind.
She told you she probably doesn't want it out there.
Yeah. No, she's open about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's common these days.
He's super
It's like meeting someone at a bar.
Yeah. Her and 3 billion other people.
Yeah.
All right. So what is the most?
I've been with her.
Well, she does. Isn't it interesting?
You help her.
So that was like it was so interesting. So we were at breakfast yesterday, and it was so interesting watching him swipe through, and there really was nothing other than the picture that we were looking at. We weren't reading any bios on how they're so educated or anything else. It was all, and there was some girls like seem like they don't try at all. They're just like no makeup.
They don't know how to sell themselves.
They're like,
really?
and I'm like,
but that's good. That's worst case scenario. This
right,
is the worst they can look.
This is right.
This is the worst they can
I
look.
wouldn't be so sure about that.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe.
Yeah.
No.
But Connor, it was interesting. He bought a boost as we were sitting there for breakfast on showing the income level of each of these girls, and I like hats off. I mean, he knows how to pick them based on
there are a lot of
what
filters.
their net worth is.
It is a little odd where you have so many filters that you can put in.
Yeah.
Can you put? Is there anything
there's
net worth?
20 filters.
I wonder who owns that
That's a different app.
because that's a lot of information people are giving away.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but people will do crazy things for sex.
eHarmony and Match actually own Tinder.
For relationships, Joe.
Yeah.
For relationships, not sex. This is all about relationships.
Of course.
You can find love on the island.
Get with it, Dad.
I think people do want to find relationships on these. I really do.
Does anyone here watch Love Island?
There's a little of everything.
Love
You
Island.
watch Love Island?
Connor is putting a promo out there for Love Island.
Okay.
Yeah, it's every day. You don't have to wait.
1
for
minute.
like a week.
1 minute.
What do you mean it's every day? Or is it? Do they stream and you just kind of see what's happening in the house?
Yeah, TV Mucho. It's a British television app where you're allowed to stream an hour a day. Not, it's good and functional. But Love Island itself, you have like 10 people, 5 girls, 5 guys, and they just get thrown onto an island. This episode or this series is on Cape Town, Africa. So it gets you kind of in the mood of like, oh, you want to find love on an island. We're here in Gloucester on, an island. So
On an island, right?
Yeah, so it's very...
So they are often referencing how popular Love Island is. I listen to a couple of Irish podcasts, and they often are mentioning
Love
how
Island?
popular that show
Really?
is.
There's 2 Irishmen on there, Connor and Connor. So
That's what they're talking about.
That is funny.
It's great.
So he's trying to find love on the island, but yet he goes to Middleton last night with his buddies.
There's a lot of young...
You got to find love here.
Yeah.
You got to stay here.
There's a lot of activities. You play ping pong. It's everything. You want to be in the...
OptiGolf. You went to OptiGolf in Middleton.
What's OptiGolf?
On 114, there's a place called OptiGolf, and it has the big bays set up where you can play golf through a simulator.
Oh, it's indoors?
It's indoors.
Yeah, because it was cold last night.
Yeah.
It's called the clubhouse.
Yeah, it's called the clubhouse. But it's evolved over the years where it was exclusively golf related. Now you go there, you can play ping pong, pool. They have a full-fledged bar.
Wow.
And you meet other young people there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
That's
You don't have to be on
great.
the
Yeah.
apps.
Right. Huh. You can meet them in person.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
That's nice.
And
A lot
when
of
you
work.
do, you exchange
A lot of work,
cards.
that whole meeting them in person.
Connor, quick review on. He went to Teresa's last night. I don't know if you.
I don't even
Teresa's
know what
114
Teresa's is.
Right across from Richardson Theory.
Really?
Yeah, there's a plaza that they built a number of years ago, and Teresa's is in their Italian restaurant. It's very good.
Yeah. I had a salad with
Kate's aunt lives right there.
warm vegetables on it, which was nice.
Wait, did you have salad with warm vegetables?
Yeah, which
Yeah.
is, I like a warm salad.
Yeah.
It's definitely something I look
So we're trying to figure out, okay, so this is something we're trying to do. We're trying to figure out a real deal, like a liquor distributor that wants to put a bunch of samples of bourbon and do it at a place where there's a cigar bar, that we can smoke cigars, live stream, and sample bourbons.
Yeah.
And I put you on the case, but I haven't heard anything.
I
I know you've been
the
busy
issue-
with the move.
Well, no, but the issue is that a lot of these, the cigar place that I had in mind doesn't have a liquor license. So you got to be careful bringing liquor into that establishment.
Oh, I see.
So to get cigars and alcohol at the same time, I think is going to be.
So, can I ask you a question? Does that cigar place, we don't have to name it, can you bring your own booze in there?
We have in the past.
Okay. It's going to be live streamed, so we couldn't.
Oh,
if it's
yeah,
not,
that's
if
gonna
it's
be-
not legit, then we couldn't do it.
Yeah, that's right.
So we have to
it's
find
not
out.
legit. Right.
So we just have to do it at someone's house then, like we did
I
before.
think so.
But
I still think.
but we can't smoke cigars in the house. I really want to get
You know
to the
what
bottom.
we
Maybe
could
we
check?
maybe we won't drink. Maybe
You know where we could go? I could contact Kevin Michaud. Kevin has a pool house. That it's a bar. Connor, you've been there.
Yeah,
it's a bar. I think it has some heat in it,
Does he smoke in there?
and you can smoke in it.
All right, let's talk to
Yeah,
Kevin Michaud.
I'll tell. Yeah.
Michaud, Mushi.
Mitsubishi.
And we'll give him a free plug on the podcast.
Oh my God! Yeah,
Because he's plugging
He would
all the
love that.
time. I can't watch a television show without seeing
my God.
Kevin and Jill Michaud.
Yeah, yeah.
And the son. Who's the son?
No, Zach.
yeah.
Zach,
Yeah,
who
sorry.
works with him.
Michaud Mushi.
Mitsubishi.
Yeah, if we can smoke cigars in your pool house, we're all in.
Yeah. I don't
Plenty
think he's
plug.
a viewer, but a listener. But we'll get him on
once he
board.
hears his name, he'll be intrigued
about Mick?
enough to listen to.
His new house.
Oh, Mick. Yeah,
He
Mick.
smokes cigars. No,
Did
because
Mick
the
build a
attack dogs.
smoking room?
He has attack dogs. Can't do it. No attack dogs. All right, we are at an hour and 21 minutes, so we're gonna.
We didn't have Ralph to tell us to turn it down in 1 hour.
That's usually me when I go. That's it. An hour.
All right. So, anyways, GloucesterCast 376. It's in the books. I have to find my thing. We gotta go stop streaming right now. We stopped streaming right there.